Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Mary. Now, I do have the pleasure of owning a variety of pets, from dogs to reptiles to amphibians, and a common question I do get asked is how much does it take money-wise for me to maintain all of these pets. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what it really costs to own all of these animals. We're going to talk about monthly expenses like food, electricity, supplements, substrate, and other supplies. I'm also roughly going to go through how much I spent building many of their enclosures throughout the years. So it is going to be hard for me to realistically give you every little estimate, but I am going to give you a rough idea on how much a monthly bill would cost here. Now, my goal in this video is not to scare anybody away from getting a pet. An animal in your life is literally the best thing you can do. I just think it is extremely important for people to understand the financial commitment it takes to own an exotic animal or just pets in general. Yes, you might purchase the pet, and a lot of people think that's the end. There's so much more money that is going to go on with this animal throughout their whole lives. Some animals even live 20 years. You have to be financially ready to support these animals. This is the whole part about being a responsible provider, whatever, pet mom, pet parent. It is important, and unfortunately, money has to be part of this whole equation. Let's go over the list of animals that I have the pleasure to care for. I have to have a list because I don't want to forget anybody. So here we go. A Rottweiler, a Black Lab, a Boston Terrier, a Boa Constrictor, a Ball Python, 2 bearded dragons, 2 crested geckos, 3 leopard geckos, a standing day gecko, 2 white street frogs, a bullfrog, 3 Pac-Man frogs, a Herman's tortoise, a chubby frog, a jumping spider, 2 morning day geckos, and 1 cichlid. And I think that is 25 pets altogether. I haven't really kept count in a while. As you can see, I do have a full house when it comes to animals, and all of them have a little bit of different needs when it comes to what they eat, supplements, enclosure, their lighting. We're gonna break it all down. We're gonna start off with probably my most expensive, and that's my 3 dogs. Instead of only just feeding kibble for my dogs, I do cook them some fresh food like chicken and veggies. It kind of switches up each week, but I also do add in high quality dry kibble. This way that I make sure that they're getting all their nutrients. They also do get a joint digestive supplement to help keep them healthy. On top of that, all 3 dogs have pet insurance, which gives me a peace of mind if there's any emergency. To average everything out monthly with my dogs, it is around $390, I would say, with insurance, food, and meal trimmings or any little things that come up. Let's get into my reptiles, and I'm sure you're assuming that this is going to be not as much money, but I want to say it's pretty much equal to the dog. So let's talk about all the expenses that it comes into the reptiles. Monthly costs for these guys can vary quite a bit. I do buy snake feeders in bulk, so some months I'm spending a little bit more, while other months are not going to be as expensive. So for this video, I'm just going to be giving you a good average of what I typically spend each month. It's mentioned in my comments that why don't I breed my own feeders? I've tried to do that a few times, and I've just really failed miserably at it. I've either had an ant attack or just my breeders won't breed. I am lucky to have a reptile shop that is fairly close to 5 minutes away, so I am able just to be able to get feeders whenever I want to. I don't have to rely on them getting shipped here, so that does save me breed them. Let's break down the grocery bill for the reptiles. Hornworms, 25, doobie roaches, 25, mealworms, 18. And when it comes to crickets, I think I buy them at least 3 times a month, and that they're about 40 crickets, and they're about $10. Frozen pinkies, 25. Frozen rats, around 45. And like I mentioned before, some months I don't buy them because I have plenty from the last month. Fruit flies, 15. And then for my animals that need the veggies and lettuce, I would say I spend about $30 on the greens for them. That brings the feeder bill to about $185. Questioned about how much my electricity bill would be, because obviously each enclosure here has about 2 lights. They have a UVB and overhead heating, and some actually even have like a grow light, little water pump filter. But my husband has a music studio and that has a lot of power that gets ran through it. Our electricity bill is already super high. I'm sure electricity companies like, what is going on in that house? Why is there so many lights and power getting produced? So our electricity bill, and mind you, I'm in Southern California, is probably like $500 a month. But me being $150 probably part of that issue, I'm thinking. But this is just the reptile room. I also do have 2 habitats, or I have a fish tank and the crested gecko in the living room. To break down how much a habitat will cost, I'm going to be talking about my bearded dragon one. That's a 4x2x2. All the cost of that, and then I'm going to break down the cost of a bioactive habitat as well. Let's see what it's going to be for the bearded dragon habitats. Now, I do want to say that I am very lucky that I do get to work with enclosure brand companies. I have gotten sent some, but in the beginning, I did have to purchase a lot on my own. And before we get into the breakdown of how much this build cost, some people might disagree and think I'm doing too much, but like I said before, I don't think I'm doing enough. I also am adding a custom background, and if you ever done a custom background, you know that that can add in like $200. So this is with no background. The Doobie Roach enclosure that I am showing you, somebody's gonna ask me, where did this background come from? I don't know if they sell them still. When I go on their website, sometimes they're on there, sometimes they're not. I absolutely love this background. Let's dive in and break it all down for you. $349 for the habitat itself. The UVB bulb and fixture, you can buy them together for $80. You're going to need a basking bulb, $18, and then the basket to put the basking bulb in. I got mine on Amazon. A lot of people ask where you can get them. I know Arcadia also sells those, and that is going to be $34. A proper thermostat, $30. Substrate is actually going to be the cheapest because you can buy this on your own and make it from like Home Depot. Be around $20. Decorations and essentials like hides, branches, water dishes, artificial plants, bark, tile. All that is probably going to be about $150. I do purchase all of my branches at Reptile Expo, like my main reason for always going, because you can get some really beautiful branches for great deals. I remember one piece of branch was at my local reptile shop and it was around $80, and I needed 3 of those branches, and I just held off and waited till I went to an expo and I got 3 large, huge branches for the price of one. That is why I love to go to expos, because leaf litter, branches, artificial plants, I purchased those at Hobby Lobby, and usually you can get those for 40% off. $681 for my bearded dragon habitat. I'm considering like the bare minimum. Yeah, let's get into a bioactive build and how much that's going to be. I will be using the example of my crested gecko. Now, this is a brand new Exoterra model. I'm not really properly sure how much that one is. I want to say else were $200, so around $200, but Exoterra was so kind to send this to me, so that did cover a lot of my costs, and that's why I could put so much more money into the habitat, because I didn't have to buy the habitat itself. Active builds can be pricey. In the long term, it kind of saves you money. It's its own little ecosystem, if that makes sense. Pro terrarium is about $200. Hydro balls, a drainage layer, $30. Drainage screen, about $10. Bioactive substrate, that's the one that you can make on your own, about $20. Isopods, $20. Leaf litter, $15. Branches, I'm gonna say about $80. And live plants, around $80. Reptile safe plants can be very pricey these days. Bark, I have a few big pieces in there, so that's going to be around $45. The UVB fixture and bulb, $80. I do not offer any heat for my leopard geckos. My living room is around like 75 at all times. They don't need anything warmer, but we are looking around $865 for my crested gecko bioactive build. I am definitely not here trying to like boast about how much money I spend monthly. I'm just really trying to show you do take these animals in. It's definitely, you're gonna have to be financially ready. Now, personally for me, I don't have any children. That was my decision. So I put all my money, heart, and love and effort into my animals because they just give me so much joy. This is like a personal life decision. So spending money on my animals, I'm already prepared for it. Doing the best, I can always do better. I'm definitely not trying to scare anybody away from pets, but especially in 2026, things are just so expensive. I know some people think dog insurance is, overrated, but it's saved my butt in so many situations. My only hope from this video is that if you are planning on getting an animal, that you do your full research, realize what financially you're getting into, and just being prepared for this animal to give them that best life possible. That's going to be it for today's video. Comment down below what an average bill looks like in your house. I'm really interested to know how much you guys are spending. Comment down below, subscribe, follow me on all socials. Links will be down below, like always. Until the next time, I will see you guys. Bye.